Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of GNN. Today is Thursday, November 16th, 2023. We have another banner night on our hands here. But before we get into the details of our brand new mobile suit, let's go over some news. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally here. We have the Dolmel Doue. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to correct me on YouTube. Let me know in the comments, but it's a 3-star, which we'll get into the details shortly because we have a reissue of the regular Dolmel from EX Review. We now have the 500 cost version now available as a potential drop for you. And if you've seen this in action, like it's for whatever reason your jam, well, this is your chance to get the 500 or just get it in general for the 450. In addition to that, you do have the chance to get its main weapon at level 2 and its melee at level 2. Now, changes to the recycled ticket counter is as follows. We are now getting just a level 1. It's a 2-star general at 600, I believe. Also, the GM Sniper 3 mid-range support unit is now available at level 1 for the recycled ticket counter, as well as the High-Zac Cannon level 2. Alright folks, jumping into our main event, the Dolmel Doue, as I'm going to just keep calling it, the Doue that you do, is a 500 cost ground and space unit. It's a general, which is quite surprising to say the least, because, well, it's going to be interesting to see both the regular Dolmel and this version kind of filling up some squads in a 5v5 or 6v6 composition. But just to kind of reiterate the fluff here, the flavor text, this is based on the base Dolmel, as mentioned, developed by the Principality of Zeon during the last stages of the One-Year War. And then it was modified by a military clique of the Federations known as True Federal. And the base model was highly efficient, specializing in close-range combat, modified in secret with Demon Blade system. So this has the same system that the Striker Custom, the Striker Kai, the whole 9 yards, that suit. So I can see people duking it out with this. Very curious to see, but we'll get into the stats shortly. But to kind of reiterate, this version is the Dolmel version of the Demon Blade. So when activated, you get the melee attack power and mobility increase, very similar to the Exam and Hades type systems. And it also is able to use 3 combo attacks. So basically this gains melee combat controller 2, which is crazy for a general. It also gets the skill called Aerial Melee System and Flight Control Program Level 2. So I'm not exactly sure how the Aerial Melee System is going to work. They have not bothered to explain how that works exactly. Maybe something similar to melee-oriented actions while you're in high-speed movement, flying, dropping from like any type of altitude. But I'm pretty sure somebody's going to mention that in the comments, so let me know what you guys think. If you're doing 10 pulls for this, you also do get a chance to get the Shemach or Scarf Neck 02. God, I feel so uninspired when I say that, but I even changed up my getup for this. And then you also get the chance to get the, I guess, an actual holster for your pilot avatar, which this one's specific to the 302nd Armored Squadron. I think this is an MS-Igloo reference based on the flavor text there. So, on to the details of our brand new mobile suit. Alright folks, here's our main event, the Doue Dolmel. This one's actually pretty good place to start. It has the same HP base as the 450 raid version. So it's pretty bulky to start with. Resistances are kind of in a odd, ironic setup, 17, 18, 19 respectively. Range output is at 40, and a melee is at 10, which puts this as a polar opposite to the raid version as well. But I'm very more inclined to know that, without even jumping into the level 2 version of the Dolmel, that the melee strength is probably going to be a little more stronger than just a base of 40. Kind of a hypothesis there. But walking speed for this general, we're looking at 130, a little bit slower, and top speed of 200. But what can and is carrying over is the fact that this has a hefty amount of thrust, so you don't have to build for it. Turning speed at a base of 72, which is better than some of the other generals at this cost. Now, jumping into the primary weapon for this Dolmel, you have a beam gun that it has, just like its rage version. 2000 base, 80% heat with 350 effective meters. 3.5 seconds between shots, but a very hefty feeling of 15 seconds if you do overheat, so don't overheat. Jumping into the primary melee, you have twin sabers at a base of 1950 with 2.5 seconds. It's hard to say that this has the same swing animation, but what I can pick out from just having like 5 seconds with it is that it's pretty easy to kind of follow up. This is going to be pretty nice to use, especially if you need some reach. If you've played anything that has twin sabers that have, we'll say a consistent saber animation, I guess you could say the Ifrit custom and the BD2, for example, it's not the same exact animation, but the motions, if you will, if you have the experience with it, this is going to be pretty much easy to kind of follow up and just do damage. Jumping into the sub side of things, so you have double beam guns on its arms. These obviously go pew pew. 10% heat, 350 meters, just like the beam gun that is your primary stun. Also the same amount of overheat, so don't overheat it, but I would say this has pretty decent build stun, but in conjunction with some of the other weapons, that's pretty much, I think, what you're going to be comboing off of there. Now, the heat pile, as everybody calls it, the shoulder lean, if you will, this has a base power of 900 with a 2.5 second cooldown time, but based on my time with it briefly, you're going to want to do your shoulder lean and just downswing with it. Kind of pairing it up with the sabers there to set you up. This is probably going to be your big damage dealing weapon here. Even though 900 doesn't seem like it suggests anything, it definitely, well, I'll let you guys find out. I think it does carry over a little bit from the raid there. We also have the chest missile pods as well, with a nice rewarding reload of 10 seconds. 10 seconds is definitely a hell of a lot better than 15. So you dump them, they reload fairly quickly, in addition to everything else. On top of comboing with, say, like the beam guns there, I think you're going to be in good hands. And this has pretty good build stun. I think this one builds off of 6 shots. So if you manage to land, 3 shots, basically it's 2 missiles per volley. You're gonna be breaking MA1 pretty quick. And then on top of that, you also have shoulder-mounted missiles, which also have an incendiary function. I believe they're a base of 200, but the power output when you're actually hitting with the missiles are a base of 150, depending on your range strength. 10 shots, 350 effective meters again, with an 18-second overheat. So you're probably wanting to use this sparingly and when somebody is not in iframes. So all in all, this is pretty nice in that regard. We go into the enhancement side of things. Based on the range weapon overlap, this is meant to kind of midline a little bit more, at least give it midline tools to do work before you actually close in. So I can see this kind of making sense in that regard. Jumping into the shopping list of skills, we got some notable and recognizable favorites there. Obviously, this has balancers. This has GBO2, MA1, Force Injector 2 right off the bat. Obviously, Melee Combo Controller 1 has offensive system as well, so this is going to be pretty interesting. We also mentioned the Demon Blade system ability boost earlier as well. Leg buffer 2s and backbinder cushionings as well. Let's see. There is something. Oh, yes. Going into the heat pile. Tackle attack using white hot piles and Mobile Suit kinetic energy, nullifying buffer damage reduction. So, yes, this is going to be just like the raid. This is going to be your follow-up suit. Suit means of just breaking legs. Yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting to say the least. Yeah, I can see this already. I haven't tried it yet. I haven't had the opportunity. I just managed to just do this, color it, that's it. But I think what you're going to be doing is definitely bombarding the Demon Blade mode, almost kind of like a similar manner to the full armored striker in that regards, because it's very similar in the same sense that it too does not have an emergency evasion roll, but gains that once you do pop it. And then on top of that, I wonder if just like that suit, even though this shares a lot of the aspects of the regular Dolmel as well, if this gets priority 3 when you pop Demon Blade. So, speaking of Demon Blade, let's go look at our full armor striker custom here. I want to say probably no, but it is kind of funny to think about. Alright folks, that concludes tonight's news and banner information of the Dolmel Doue. Let me guys know what you think. If you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative and somewhat entertaining, please don't hesitate to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, helps grow the channel. But more importantly, above all of that, let me know what you guys think about the new suit. Is this something you're going to pull? You think it's going to be a bait banner for the next 4-star mobile suit? I don't know. I think it's pretty cool in the sense that we're seeing more and more manga-based suits, at least ones that feel grounded in its roots of Universal Century. But more importantly, again, like I said, I want to know what you guys think, what we plan to see in the future. Hell, if you guys are pulling for this, let me know what your guys' experiences are, good and bad, and everything else in between. That's it for now. I'm going to sign off. Have a great night, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you guys all on the next video. Take care.